Today we'll be going over the elements of technical theater. The main areas we'll be going over are the types of stages, stage areas, fly systems, curtains, and the production team. First we'll be going over the types of stages. The types of stages are proscenium, thrust, theater in the round, arena, black box, and amphitheater. The proscenium is said to be the window that frames the play taking place on stage. This type of stage gives everyone in the audience a good view because the performers need only focus on one direction rather than constantly moving around the stage to give good views from all sides. A proscenium theater arrangement also simplifies the hiding and obscuring of objects from the audience view, such as sets, performers not currently performing, and theater technology. Anything that is not meant to be seen is simply placed outside the window created by the proscenium arch, either in the wings or in the fly system above the stage. The pros of proscenium type stage is that it's easy to build sets for and they have the best sightlines. Some of the cons are you are very limited to the existing structure and is one of the most least intimate of theater spaces to perform in. Next, we're going to talk about the thrust stage. A thrust theater stage is known by its arrangement, which consists of being surrounded by the audience on three sides. The fourth side serves as the background. Often the playing area is of a square or rectangular shape, usually raised and surrounded by raked seating. Some of the pros of a thrust stage are that it gives a more intimate theater experience. The actors are closer to the audience and allows for more participation from them. It is also more visually interesting. Some cons can be it is very limiting to stage and to build sets for. Both the sightlines and height issues can be a very big problem for thrust stages. Next, we're going to talk about theater in the round. Theater in the round is defined by an audience on all four sides, and the audience is literally sitting around the stage. Some pros of theater in the round are that it is a very intimate style of theater and can be very dynamic. Some of the cons include it has extremely limited sightlines for sets and actors, and the actors are showing 3/4 of the audience their back at any moment. Next, we'll be going over the arena stage. The arena stage is defined by extremely elevated seats similar to those in theater in the round, but the seats are much more elevated. Some of the pros of an arena stage are that the higher seats allow for better sightlines. The cons being that the sets are limited because of sightlines, and actors are having to show their backs to 3/4 of the audience at any given time. Next is the black box theater, sometimes called a flexible theater. These are often big empty boxes painted black inside. The stage and seating are not fixed, but can be altered to suit the needs of each play or at the whim of the director. The pros of a black box theater are that it is the most diverse theater space available and can be arranged in whatever manner is needed. It also allows for the most interesting and unique theater experiences and intimacy with the audience. The cons of black box theater are that it can be the most expensive to build for and you're limited by how much space there is. Lastly, we're going to talk about the amphitheater. These theaters are defined by its outdoor location and are commonly a 3/4 arena stage, and these stages are most commonly seen in ancient Greek theater. Some of the pros of working in an amphitheater in today's world are that it allows for a bigger audience and can be quite elaborate or quite minimal for the space. The big cons of this type of theater are that weather is a big factor and that not all amphitheaters have electricity. Now let's go over the stage areas. As you can see from this picture, center stage is dead in the center. For your downstage, it's going to be the closest to the audience, and your upstage is the furthest away from the audience. Now how we look at the stage is we look at it from the actor's point of view. So a downstage right would be closest to the audience and on the audience's left side, comparative to upstage left, which would be the furthest away from the audience and on their right. Now we're going to go over the different parts of a proscenium stage. The areas on the left and right side of the stage are called the wings. The arch in front of the proscenium stage that creates a picture frame is called the proscenium arch. The space immediately downstage from the proscenium arch is called the apron, and the audience sits in the house. Borders are short curtains that create a visual border around the stage. A flat is a hard or soft wall of scenery that comes in various sizes and could even contain a door or a window. And a backdrop is the painted scenery of a set, which is usually a large piece of fabric hung from the fly system. Lastly, we have the fly rail, which is a system of counterweights that controls the fly system, which brings in curtains and set pieces onto the stage. The pit, which is the lower area in which the orchestra/band plays during musicals. And the electrics, which is any pipe or batten hanging from the ceiling that contains electricity. Next, I will talk about the fly system. The fly system, or theatrical rigging system, is a system of rope lines, blocks, counterweights, and relative devices within a theater that enables a stage crew to fly quickly, quietly, and safely components such as curtains, lights, scenery, stage effects, and sometimes even people. We will go into more depth on counterweight systems later in the unit. Next, we're going to go over some of the common types of curtains, being the grand drape, cyclorama or cyc, a traveler, scrim, backdrops, and the fire curtain. First, we have the grand drape. This is the main act curtain or drape that hangs in front of the stage and is always found in a proscenium theater. These usually come in a royal color. Next, we have the cyclorama, which is a specialized white curtain at the back of the stage meant to absorb light and create depth. We use cyc lights to project different colors on the cyclorama to create different moods, times, and themes in a play. Next, we have a traveler, which is very much like a normal black soft good, but these curtains remain at a fixed elevation and can open and close horizontally, breaking in the middle. The next soft good we'll talk about is the scrim. This curtain is made from an open wave fabric that appears opaque when lit from the front, but transparent when a person or object behind it, the curtain, is lit. From this picture, you can see in the example, the picture on the left, you can't see the two people in the back because they're being lit from the front. And in the picture on the right, because they're being lit from the back, you can now see them through the curtain. Next, we're going to go over the backdrop. A backdrop is a painted cloth or set wall built to serve as the background or the setting on stage. These can be a variety of different things and a variety of sizes and can include different cutouts as well. Lastly, I'm going to go over the fire curtain. A fire curtain is a permanent feature of a proscenium style theater. Usually mandated by national or local fire and safety codes, these are designed to automatically close and seal off the stage area from the rest of the house in the event of a fire. Lastly, I'm going to discuss a little bit about the production team. The production team consists of anyone on the stage except for the actors. This includes the set designer, costume designer, lighting designer, sound designer, paint, props, stage management, and more. We will be going over each one of these areas in more depth in later units this year.